are live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to tonight's call. I'm streaming live here from beautiful Dubai. As you can see, amazing sunset behind me. We're here in Jumeirah Beach residence here in Dubai. Such a beautiful scene. I'm just gonna give you guys a better look because it just deserves. You can see the all the yachts on the water. You could see the sunset, and it's just an amazing view. So I thought I would take it from the living room here today, and so I'm super excited. I know we had a call that was supposed to be this morning. I told everybody that I had to take some time to meet a gentleman that I met here in Dubai, and so we had an early meeting this morning, and so I appreciate you guys allowing me the time to just get some sleep. Literally, like when I say sleep, I got like 3, 4 hours, which is great, which is awesome. And now we're back. We're back to our regularly scheduled programming. I'm excited to share with you guys the gift that keeps on giving, Divinfi. And so, welcome to the call, everybody. We got some new faces in the house, and we are streaming. We're streaming live on Facebook, on LinkedIn, YouTube, on multiple streaming platforms. And if you don't know who I am, if this is your first time, my name is Sam Hidja. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Divinfi. Pretty soon, I'm just going to be stepping down from this role, and I just want to do this kind of stuff full time because this is really what I love to do, is just share the info, connect with awesome people like yourself, and just keep on showing the plan. This entire ecosystem that we've created has come over the last few. I mean, it's finally got put together, right? Someone had to do it over the last couple of weeks, but it's been a culmination of the last several years. I've been in the industry for over a decade now. And in my decade plus, it's been 12 years since I became an entrepreneur. I've tried and I've tested so many different things. I started my career off in the car business where I would buy cars in the United States and I would ship them out to actually places like Dubai, like Saudi Arabia, Cambodia, all over the world, actually. And I started that at 18. I'm right now 30 years of age. And pretty soon, I'd say after about a year of doing that, things started to go downhill with that business. There's so much competition. There's just the amount of overhead that it costed to make a little bit of money. It started to go up and up and up, and I wasn't really happy with the returns, and so I actually ended up joining a different industry, which is the same industry that we're going to be talking about today, which is the industry of network marketing. And I believe this is one of the best industries in the world to be in because it allows the average person to come in and to truly build a international business with the help of social media, with the help of, you know, just knowing other people, right? And right now, I want to just take some time. And if you're on this call, I want to figure out where you guys are calling in from, whether like what country you're from, city, state, and also who referred you, who brought you to this call, because I'm trying to figure out some things. So if you could, in the chat below, drop your country, state, and city, one of those, and then how did you find this call? All right, we got Pittsburgh in the house, Australia. Awesome. And I think Barry, we were just talking on social media. And yes, Sui. uh okay, awesome, awesome. And so Mr. Rod, how did you get on the call? And Mr. John, how were you like how did you find this call? And where are you calling in from? And then if you're on Facebook or any of the other platforms, please drop in the comment section where you're calling in from. And then that way we can kind of figure out, number one, where our audience is, and number two, how you got a hold of this information. Because number one, I believe that information has the ability to change situations. And number two, something that I realized is it doesn't really matter about what you know. It's more important about who you know. Okay, yeah, no worries. All right, yeah, you do that, John. Don't take your hands off of the wheel. We don't want any accidents. Um, and yeah, it's more important about who you know. And I'll give you an example. So we have our videographer that we're working with, and we're actually about to go we're about to go tour. Okay, so the squad and I, and we're about to go tour. Tui, we're probably going to be coming to Australia or somewhere close to there very, very soon. And we're gonna hit a couple of countries and whatnot. And our videographer can't come because he has his whole family here in Dubai. And so I knew a friend. She owns a real estate company here in Dubai. She's like, hey, I trust your judgment. Can you help me find a videographer? Right. And so I'm like, hey, you know what? Like our videographer needs a job. So I like hit her up. I'm like, here's my guy. She's like, just have him send me his portfolio and I can hook him up and give him a job. And so it's just one of those things where like if you are well connected or if you're connected to the right people, that gets you into the right places a lot faster than if you know things, right? I mean, how many people do we know that are absolutely brilliant, but they just maybe they don't have, the right luck or whatever. But it really what it is that they don't know the right people. They haven't created those connections. I believe connection is way more important than anything else. And that's what we're doing here at Divinfi. We're connecting the right people with the right opportunities and giving them the right information to really change their life around. And so I'm going to share some information with you here tonight, and hopefully, it lands on the ears of people that have number one, ears to hear and eyes to see. So I'm going to get right into it. And so I want to welcome you to Divinfi. This is the biggest launch in history. And so what our mission here at Divinfi is to create freedom for all 8 billion people here on Earth. And what that looks like is number one, financial, two, time, location, and emotional freedom, right? So all of these, right? Because you can have the financial, time, location freedom, which just so you guys know, I've had that for the last like 12 years, right? I earned my first six-figure income at the age of 18. But what I realized was after being in this industry for the last decade plus, you can have all the time and money in the world. If you don't have the emotional freedom to actually enjoy it and to be able to hold it and sustain it, you're going to self-sabotage yourself in more than one way. And that's exactly what happened to me, actually. I realized that I was sabotaging my success over and over and over again. I would build my company up, my business up, and I would ruin it. And so it was like this cycle of, okay, I'm going to build myself up, and then I'm going to figure out a way to sabotage it. And then I didn't realize that it was me that was doing it this whole time, right? So, and it may not only just be business, it could be relationships, it could be health. And so what ended up happening was, I'm going to share a little bit with you guys that have never heard this story, is that back in June 2023, I had, because I've been in different industries. I've been into network marketing, direct sales, affiliate marketing, e-commerce, forex trading, crypto trading, coaching, a rental arbitrage. I have like 18 different properties in the US, and it's like fully automated. And so, I went traveling with my wife at the time. We're no longer married right now. But in June 2023, we're like, okay, let's go to Southeast Asia. We start traveling. And for the last from like June 2023 till really about like last month, I was traveling all of Southeast Asia. And so basically what ended up happening was we went we went to Japan, we went to all over Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, all these different places. And in that time, I only worked about 5, 6 hours. I was just money was just coming in from the work that I had done before. But what ended up happening was that I started to experience something that never really happened to me before was I was getting major panic attacks, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts. It got to the point to where I'm in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm on my penthouse, the balcony on the 48th floor. Okay. I remember it was around like sunrise and everybody was so beautiful, but it's crazy how it's such a beautiful scene, but I'm in complete despair. I woke up crying. I was just a manic. And I was like, dude, like I can't do this anymore. Obviously, a lot of what the marriage was going on in the marriage was affecting me. And I was thinking about jumping off. It's like I never in my life ever had those kind of thoughts, but it's literally thinking about suicide. And I knew that things had to change. I didn't know how. And a lot of the times, what happens is humans are motivated by two things, either desperation or inspiration. And for me at that time, I was definitely motivated by desperation. And it was like I would hit rock bottom and then I would figure out a way to build it back up. And so after that moment in Kuala Lumpur, I went through a divorce. I ended up going to jail in Bali, Indonesia, for it was 6 days in a Bali jail and then 17 days in rehab. I was addicted to smoking weed, and that's what actually got me caught up in jail. They had me pay them $50,000 US to get out of jail. It was crazy. Well, long story short, after I got out of that rehab, I ended up meeting, or not really meeting, but getting a phone call from Jamie, the founder of this system, the CEO, and he said, "Hey, come to the Philippines," because I was thinking about going back to Thailand. And there in Philippines, I met this guy right here. His name is Don Smith, and I'll tell you why I'm telling you all this. It'll make sense in just a moment. So I ended up meeting Don Smith. This guy had been developing a transformational program over the last 44 years. And so Don's worked with the elite of the elite. I'm talking, athletes at the Olympic level in 15 different sports. He's worked with billionaires. He's worked with, for example, Pat Riley, the head coach of the Miami Heat. He's worked with Al Gore, the ex-vice president of the United States. He's worked with all these guys. He's worked with the guys that created the BlackBerry, so on and so forth. These are the kind of guys he'd been working with for quite a while. And so I ended up meeting him and I went through his process. This process is about 2 hours long. And what he does is he helps you remove the energetic anchor, the first trauma that you've ever experienced in your life, which happens before the age of 7, and it goes all the way back to whenever you were in the womb of your mother. That's how far back it can go. And that's actually where I found my first trauma was. It was in the womb of my mother. And so after doing that session with Dawn, my life completely changed. Everything changed on a drastic level. I'm talking no more panic attacks, no more anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, no more addictions. I was addicted to several substances and just really things outside of myself, right? An addiction is just something that you cannot live without, right? So like smoking weed for 12 years, that was completely gone. I had multiple girlfriends. I was addicted to sex. That was completely gone. I was addicted to money. I was addicted to travel, people pleasing, validation. All of that completely gone in a 2 hour session. And really, in this session, it takes you to one instant. And just like that, all gone. And so this is what happens. I'm going to give you guys a little bit more context for those that have not heard this before. So there is this chart. It's called the consciousness chart. It was out of a book called Power versus Force that was written by a man named Dr. David Robert Hawkins. And so he says in this book that every single emotion is on a scale of consciousness. So shame is at the level of 20, fear is at 100, courage is 200, and enlightenment's from 700 to 1,000. So the scale goes from 0 to 1,000. Okay, and for reference, a man named Hitler was at a 50. Okay, and then all of the great teachers, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Zoroaster, all of them were at a 1,000. And what they knew and what they were teaching us was that you and I's natural state, our natural state, is enlightenment. That is our natural state. Unfortunately, nowadays, more than 80% of the world's population is underneath this line, under a 210. And this is actually where truth and integrity start, right here at this line. And unfortunately, most people are actually at a level of fear. And so whenever people ask, why is there so much greed? Why is there so much fear? Why is all these things happening in this world? Why are there 26 wars in the world right now? It's simply just because of the level of consciousness that the world is on the average. That is why all of this is happening. So what Don does is he helps you get to the energetic anchor, right? So imagine that you're in the ocean, at the very bottom of the ocean. You know, I went scuba diving in the Philippines recently. It was so fun. So you can get pretty deep, right? So imagine you're at the very bottom of the ocean and you have an anchor that's attached to you and you're trying to swim to the top. You swim to the top, but you can only get, let's say, 30% up. And then what happens is that anchor holds you back and you go back down. Same thing here. There was a moment in time where you were being held down in these lower levels of consciousness. And so you get rid of that anchor and then you naturally can flow back up to the top. That's what this process does. So for me, I was at a level 125, desire. I desired so many things, desired the money, desired the travel, desired the woman. And as soon as I would get them, I would lose them just as fast because I wasn't able to sustain it. I wasn't able to feel worthy. And I didn't realize that it's not that I am worthy, it's that I am worth itself, just like you on this call are worth itself. So your natural state is enlightenment. And whenever you're able to get to the root cause of your self-sabotaging programs, because 99.999% of people are operating off of a sabotage victim program, you're playing small. And that's where I was. Once you get rid of that, you are able to step into your infinite self. So our system, it consists of two things. Number one, the consciousness side, which is super important because we're going to show you a way to generate income, passive income, and really an infinite level of income. Just depends on where you want to be. But if you're not able to get to finally free yourself of your toxic patterns of playing small, you're going to ruin it before it even gets to where you want to be. Okay, so it's super important, both of these sides. So how does this work with Don? There's 2 times that he meets with us a week. Like I said, he's worked with many like elite just people that are high level, right? And so some people paid him $1 million. You know, when I first did my session with him, he charged me 15,000. So you're not going to pay that. I'll talk to you guys about what that looks like, but you get Don within this system. And so he does a session every Tuesday and every single Thursday. Tuesdays are for new clients, Thursdays are for existing clients. So make sure that you're plugging into that. It's literally priceless. There's no money, there's no amount of money that you could put to what happens in these sessions. Now, when you join Divinfi, you're not just joining a company, you're joining a community that's dedicated to your mutual success and stepping into your infinite power. Okay, so here's the currency side. Here's the currency side. Here's how you can make some money and make it hands-free. Okay, so Um, we have our AI. His name is Apollo. So I just want you to take a look at where the world is right now. Like you see everybody going crazy about ChatGPT, right? They're automating so much of the work utilizing AI, right? You're using ChatGPT to automate so many different things. And then there's also people that are allowing AI to drive them around in there, for example, Tesla, right? I know even like China's coming out with some crazy tech. And so we're using AI to drive us around. So my question is, why don't we use AI to drive our bank accounts? And so this is exactly what Apollo does, right? So the way that it works is you have your cryptocurrency exchange. Let's say it's Binance, Kraken, Bybit, all of these different exchanges. We're looking to get some different exchanges as of like literally tomorrow type deal. We're looking at some different options as well. And so all you do is you API it into your account. So what an API is just simply like a connection, and it trades for you completely hands-free. And so we actually met the developer of this AI at the Crypto Expo about 5 weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks now. And he had been developing it since 2017. And so we ended up looking into it and really just making sure that this is legit, because I've seen so many different ones. Jamie has seen a billion of them. And he had, sure enough, he had been using this to trade for the last couple of years. We saw every single trade that he had from this AI. And on the average, it was doing 28% returns. But just from month to month and what we've seen, it was doing anywhere between 20 and 50% returns every single month. So if you're going to use this, the way that this works is you you get this API'd in, you have your money in your own crypto account, you have complete control. Nobody has control except you, right? So it's going to do anywhere from 20 to 50%. Let's say you start at the minimum. The minimum's $1,000 US, and let's say it does 20% in a month. So 20% of 1,000 is $200. The way that it works is that you actually you share the profits with the developer. So it's 50% profit share. So if it's 200, 50% of 200 is 100. 50% of 200 is 100. So you would basically send the developer $100. So 50% of the profit. And let's say it's 50%, right, on $1,000 account. That's 500. So you would share 50%, which is 250. Okay. Very, very simple. And just so you know that past performances are not indicative of future results. It could do less, it could do more, but what we've seen is an average about 28%. That was like, if you totaled all of the months together, it was an average of 28%. Okay, very simple. But I want to show you the power of compounding your money, because right now, right, if you take a look at the US, which is like, I mean, if you want to look at what's happening in the world, you need to look at the US, because like the superpower in the world right now. And so the US dollar is actually losing 1% from month to month to month to month. So if you took June 2023 and you compared it to the purchasing power of the US dollar in June 2024, what you could go and buy in the grocery store was literally 12% less, 12% less today as opposed to a year ago, right? So having your money in an account, in a bank account or a savings account, is probably one of the worst things that you could do today because of hyperinflation, because they've printed trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars over the last few years. So your money has become almost, it's not really worth anything at this point. So you need to be able to put it into something to grow it at least 1% a month. And if you're not in the US, this also is relevant to you because every single currency is tied to the US dollar, right? So, and then some people are like, oh, well, you got to save money for a rainy day. I mean, I think that's probably one of the worst things that you could do, because if you take a look now, if you put your money in a savings account, a high yield savings account is probably going to do 5 to 8%. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. But in a regular savings account, you're getting 1%, 1% a year. And that's, I mean, really no money, because if you take into consideration the fact that the banks, you're a customer to them, you go deposit your money, they're going to take your money, they're going to go invest into Forex and crypto, futures, commodities, all these different things. They're going to earn themselves hundreds and hundreds of percent. And then at the end of the year, they're going to be like, here you go, here's 1%. So you need to do what they do, not what they say. So I'm going to show you guys the power of compounding and how this can really get crazy. Just give me a moment. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. All right, awesome. So the minimum I said was $1,000. We're going to compound that at 10%. Let's just say 10% a month on the lower side. And let's say you compound it for 5 years. Okay. So if you were to compound $1,000 with your initial balance, $1,000 for 5 years, it would take you 8 months to 2x your investment. So you go from $1,000 to $2,000 in 8 months. Pretty awesome. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is after 5 years, if you were to just keep compounding your money over and over and over and over again, just at 10% a month, at the end of the 5 years, you'd have $304,481.64. That's crazy. Okay, so this is the power of compounding your money. This is the power of having your money work for you, right? And so we have an amazing vehicle to allow you to do that. I don't really know another one that's doing this well. And I'm not saying you have to use this one, but what I am saying is regardless of what you choose to do, find something to compound your money. Okay, at least minimum 1% a month, at least. And we're talking about 10x that here. So let's get into the next section, which is becoming an entrepreneur and an investor. So there's 4 different quadrants when it comes to becoming an entrepreneur and an investor, or I mean, just earning income really. And so this is out of a book called The Cash Flow Quadrant, written by Robert Kiyosaki. Okay, so this is his second book. The first book that he wrote was Rich Dad Poor Dad. Both amazing books. If you haven't read them, highly suggest it. And so the first quadrant is the employee quadrant, and this is having a job. So you have a job, you work 8 hours, you get paid 8 hours. I remember my last job was over 12 years ago. I was working at a place called Jared's. Okay, they sell like what are they? They sell like jewelry, like rings, diamonds, stuff like that. They sell watches, they sell just stuff like that, right? And so I remember busting my ass every day. Sometimes I work a double shift, right? I remember opening up the store and then closing it, freaking wearing a suit, just like, and then it was like I'd have to work whatever, let's say minimum 8 hours a day. By the end of the day, it's not like I got paid more. I had to be there. I had to put in the time to get paid. And that's an employee. Nothing wrong. You know that you're going to get paid, after those 2 weeks or after that week or after the month, right? So there's a little bit of stability there, but you have no leverage and you have no independence. You're relying on somebody else. And so the second quadrant is being self-employed. So this is the next logical step, right? From being an employee, become self-employed. And that's what I did. I actually left Jared's and I was actually kind of dipping my feet at the same time, and I ended up just going all in with the car business. I was buying cars and then sending them overseas and da 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 da. Okay. And so it was good, but also when it comes to being self-employed, you might have a little bit of independence, but you're the lifeblood of the business. If you're not there, you don't get paid. Even if you have, for example, a Smoothie King, you have a appliance shop, whatever, right? You might have a couple of employees, but if you're not in the business, your business is not gonna grow. If you just decide to take a vacation and just leave your employees there, and trust me, your business is not gonna be around for very long, right? So you have to be there. And the thing about it is that you don't have a job, but you own a job. Your business actually owns you. So the next logical step after being self-employed is becoming a business owner. And as a big business owner, you have leverage. You're able to leverage other people's time and efforts. And so every single person on this call, including myself, has 24 hours in a day. Let's take, for example, Elon Musk. Okay. Elon Musk, he's the richest man publicly, and he also has 24 hours in a day. All of his employees have 24 hours in the day. So let's say he has 10,000 employees. They all work 8 hours a day. If he has 10,000 employees working 8 hours a day, that's 80,000 hours that he's able to leverage, right? So he's leveraging 80,000 man hours every single day. That's how he's able to do so much. Okay, so the question is how can you leverage other people's time and efforts? And that's by creating a system or being a part of a system. And what system's an acronym that stands for saving you some time, energy, money. Saving you some time, energy, and money. Okay, so it's about creating a system. Time and effort is not the key to creating wealth. If that were the case, then you would see construction workers being the wealthiest because they bust their ass every single day, right? They probably put in more time than most people. They put in more effort than most people, but they're not. So the key is leverage, 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 leverage. Here, you're leveraging other people's time and efforts. And as an investor, you're also leveraging, but you're leveraging your money. You're having your money work for you, which we talked about with Apollo. And so, the goal is to go from being an employee or self-employed and shifting into the right quadrant. You're going from the left quadrant into the right quadrant. So 5% of the world is actually on the right quadrant, and 95% of the wealth is created on the right quadrant. Okay, this is where financial freedom is created. So we're going to talk about this and how you can create a system to leverage your time and other people's time and efforts, and then also leverage your money. Okay, so let's get into it. So like I said, there's the 95% that use active income, and there's the 5% that use passive income and that are financially free. So if you want to become a part of the company and you want to be a customer of the company, or I should say ecosystem because we don't like that word. It's a $149 startup, and then it's $99 per month. Okay. So you get access to Don's program, you get access to Apollo. Very simple. If you want to waive your membership fee, all you have to do is refer 3 people to also use the membership, and your membership is completely free, which I definitely recommend everybody do that. Use Don's program, use Apollo, get the results for yourself, and share them with at least 3 people. Then your membership is completely free. You might as well, right? We're social beings. If something works for us, we want to share it with other people. And this obviously is going to work. So you want to make sure that it's kind of selfish if you don't share it with other people. So share it with 3 people. Your membership is free. Okay, now let's talk about the partnership program. So this whole community is around, like I said, connection, right? It's all around connection and around sharing things that work for you. So we have our partnership program, and what this looks like is, for example, you get really, really excited for a movie or for a restaurant. You go and share it with people. That's just how we are. If something excites us, we share it with people just because we're social beings, right? And so with this, you get good results, you get amazing results with the products, share it with people, and you can actually build a business. And how big that business gets is up to you. You can either go part-time, you can go full-time, or you can go big time. Okay, so there's a couple of points here I want to talk about. Number one, there's infinite income potential. you can make anywhere between $100 a month all the way up to $4 million a month. $4 million a month. A month. Okay, so the second thing is that there is weekly residual income. And so residual income is one of those things that will completely shift your life forever. You know, when I was traveling Asia, it was because I created residual income. I only worked 5-6 hours and I was able to go to the beach basically every day, just hang out, just do whatever because I created a system that was paying me residual income. Well, I'm going to tell you here, this is probably one of the best ways to create residual income. It has, low to basically zero upfront fee, and you can create an infinite income essentially, and it comes in every single Friday. So if you want to take the traditional model of creating residual income, let's create an example. So real estate is probably one of the best ones. If you were to, let's say, get a house in the US and you were to rent it out to someone, right? So if you wanted to create $500 in residual income, you'd have to leverage $250,000 just to create $500 in passive residual income every single month. How that would look like is like, let's say your mortgage is $1,500 a month, right? You're leveraging 250, the mortgage is $1,500 a month. You rent it out to someone for $2,000 a month. You're making $500 in residual income every single month. Very simple. Okay. Now, the third point is that there are no qualifications or experiences needed here. Okay. It doesn't matter if you went to Yale, and it does not matter if you went to jail. And I've been to jail a couple of times, actually. Nothing really crazy. But it doesn't really matter about your past. I was that kid that was always asleep in class. I dropped out of college my second year, and I've been able to accomplish amazing things, not because of anything other than I had amazing mentors. I got around the right information, and I followed a simple system. And so we have that for you. And the last thing is that there are team building incentives. So you're in business for yourself here, but you're not in business by yourself. You can plug in, you can be a part of a system that's here to support you and help you get to wherever it is that you need to be. So let's talk about the compensation plan. I'm going to show you how you can create a residual income. Like I said, anywhere from $100 a month all the way up to $4 million a month. So there's a couple of things. There's a rank name. This would be like your role, like at a company, your network size. It doesn't matter what business you're building. The whole goal is to build a customer network, a network of customers. Okay. So this is how big the customer network would be. The personal referrals, how many you personally need to refer, because these are all the qualifications, right? So, and then your weekly payout, how much you get paid out per week, and then your one-time rank bonus. Okay, so there's 3 ways that you would get paid. There's a weekly payout. Like I said, it's every Friday. One-time rank bonus, which is paid out every single at the end of the month. And then we also have a bonus. So whenever you refer somebody personally, we're going to pay you a $50 bonus per membership. But until we decide that we're done with it, we're going to actually double that up, and we're going to give you $100 per membership in pre-launch. So we're currently in pre-launch, and I'll talk about that here in a moment. But for every person that you refer, you get $100 instead of 50. Okay, awesome. So to hit the rank of inviter, you're going to need to build a network size of 3 total. So 2 need to be on the left, 1 need to be on the right, or vice versa. 2 need to be on the left. 2 need to be on the right and 1 on the left. Simple. Out of those 3, you only need to bring 2 personally. So let's say it was your mom and your dad. Okay, you brought your mom, you brought your dad. And then let's say, for example, your dad brings 1 person in. That's 3 total. You hit the weekly payout of $25 a week, which is $100 a month. Congratulations, you're an inviter. Okay, next rank. So to hit connect to 200, same thing. You only need 2 that you personally bring in. So it's your mom or your dad. You teach them how you got your 2. And once you have 4 on your left, 4 on your right, you hit connector 200, you're getting paid $50 a week. Plus, you get a one-time bonus of $200. Okay, very, very simple. Now, next rank connector 500, same to your mom and your dad. Okay, you didn't personally bring anyone else in, and you're teaching them what you did, and they're going to teach their people what they did. And once you have 10 customers on your left team, 10 on your right, you're getting paid $125 a week, $500 a month, and then you get a one-time bonus of $500. Okay, very, very simple. And so there's two things to note. Number one, I told you that it would take $250,000 to create $500 a month in residual income using real estate. Well, what's easier? Getting a house, leveraging 250,000, may say the toilet breaks, someone breaks in, all of those things cost money, or just inviting two, and teaching them how to invite their two and so on and so forth, and then getting paid 500. You did not need to put into the AI. At this point, you're getting paid $500 a month. You get a one-time bonus of $500. It's $1,000 right there. You take that money and throw it into the AI. Now you're getting paid off of your network, and you're also getting paid off of the AI. So you're getting paid as a big business owner, and you're also getting paid as an investor. So congratulations, you made it onto the right side of the quadrant. Okay. Now, connector 900, same thing, right? You have 10 on the left, 10 on the right. You're going to teach everybody how to do what you did at the beginning. Now you're going to have 20 total on your left, 20 on your right. You still only brought your mom and your dad. Now your weekly payout is $225 a week, $900 a month, and then you get a one-time bonus of $900. Okay, awesome. Very, very cool. Now connector 1500, this is where there's one change in the qualifications. Instead of just having one on your left, one on your right that you personally brought in, you're bringing two on your left and two on your right. So let's say it was your mom and your dad, and then you bring your brother and your sister. That's 4 total that you brought in. 4 out of 80. So you need 80 total, 40 on your left, 40 on your right. Out of those 80, you only brought 4. Okay, so you basically did 2% of the work, if my calculations are not wrong. Okay, so from there, you're getting paid $375 a week, $1,500 a month. And then once you hold this rank for 2 months, you're getting paid a one-time bonus of $1,500. Okay, very, very simple. Now, same thing, it just continues. It's all about duplication, right? It's all about duplication here. Focus on the first rank. You know, Rome was built one brick at a time. So you get to invite her, and then you teach your people how to get to invite her, and then it just duplicates over and over again until you're at 75 on the left, 75 on your right. Same thing, your mom, your brother, your sister, and your dad, and you're getting paid $750 a week, $3,000 a month, and then you get a one-time bonus of $3,000. Awesome. Cool. All right, I'm not going to go too much more into it, but basically it just continues to duplicate. $5,000 a month, $9,000, $15,000, $25,000, $100,000 a month. So it can get really, really juicy. The only thing that really changes is that you need to make sure that you're hitting these numbers. So you need 3 personally referred on your left, 3 on your right. And this isn't that hard, right? Like I've been in the system. We've built this out. It's been less than a month. I have like 20 referrals. Okay, so the very last rank is 4 million a month, and I'm already qualified for on the personal side of stuff. So it's not hard whenever you truly know that this is the best system out there. And so it's just a matter of you getting into it, utilizing the products, and then sharing that with other people. And so there's 2 things that I want to note. There's actually a 4th way. Okay. There's a 4th way you can get paid, and it's at speaker 25K. And so it's called the global world pool bonus. So at this rank, what happens is you get 1 share of the global pool bonus. And so let's say we take 1% of all the global sales in the company, and then we put them in a global pool. Let's say there's 10 shares. You get 1 share out of 10. The total pool is $1 million. So you'd get $100,000 extra. Okay. Now at Master 750K, you get 2 shares. So let's say there's 10 shares and the total is $1 million. You'd get an extra 200,000 on top of the $750,000 a month that you would be making. So it's up to you where you see yourself. You can go part-time where you're just making an extra $500 a month. You can go full-time where you're making an extra $5K a month, or you can go big time where you're making $25,000, $100,000 a month, $1 million a month. So it's really up to you where you see yourself and where you want to be. And the crazy thing is you're probably, because we're so early, you'll probably end up making more money than you even can fathom, because it is all about timing. We're in pre-launch. We're in a ground floor opportunity right now. And when it comes to business, it's all about timing. I want you to imagine that you got into a time machine right now and you went to the very beginning of when Apple was launching, right? Apple currently is the #1 company in the world. They're worth over $3 trillion right now. Imagine if you invested $1,000, $10,000 into their stock. Where would you be right now? You'd be a multi-millionaire, right? So it's really up to you, but we do definitely suggest joining us. Regardless, this is going to be, this is going to explode, with all due respect, with or without you. So we would like for you to be a part of it. And so, it's really up to, if you align with the vision of the company. If you don't, then obviously don't be a part of it. But if you do, then we would love to work with you. And so it's more than just a financial system, right? It's a movement towards financial freedom and personal empowerment. So if you're ready to get started, get back to the person that invited you to this call, ask them for their unique link and get started, right? And so I'm going to announce 2 more things. We have some promotions going on. We have this promotion where we're giving away GoPros, iPhones, and MacBooks. So for the person that brings in 10 directly, meaning you brought 10 personally yourself, we're giving away GoPros. If you bring 20 directly, we're giving away some brand new iPhones. And if you bring 30 directly, you're getting a brand new MacBook. And it does not matter if we have 100 people that qualify, we're giving away 100 of these prizes. Okay, so this will end on August the 18th. These dates are not right. They need to be changed. And so we're excited. I hope that you guys get one of these prizes. I'm personally going to go for the MacBook because mine is a little bit outdated. It's been about 2 years. And so the last promotion is that we are giving away some hotels and some flights. So we're having our first Divinfi launch event. It's most likely going to be in Miami, Florida, but we're still trying to figure out. It could be, at this point in the world, it could be, I don't know, it could be on the moon. I don't really know. I'm not even going to give you any false hope. We'll give you the exact location soon. We're just figuring out some stuff. But if you hit connector 1500, we're giving you a 3-day, 2-night stay. We're paying for your hotel at the event. And if you hit connector 3000, we're giving away a flight, hotel, and a VIP access to the event. And it does not matter how many directly you bring in, just as long as you qualify for the ranks, we're giving away some prizes. And so I'm super excited. Things are definitely happening. We're already in 13 different countries and loading, right? And so we're probably going to be looking at doing a little tour here in the next couple of weeks, looking at maybe Australia, Europe, US, so on and so forth. So get in where you fit in. And if you want to stay connected with all things Divinfi, there's a QR code. We have our Telegram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all the different social media handles. And what I'll do now is I'll open it up for questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. this is your time. And thank you so much for your attention. And let's see if we can get some questions answered. Barbara, Barry, John, Min, PJ, Rod, Tui, any questions?
Do you have a Telegram?
We do have a Telegram. Were you able to scan the QR code?
Oh, yeah, just the link.
You got the link? Or here, yeah, let's drop the link 1 second. I'll get it for you. Where's the Telegram? 1 moment, sir. Telegram. Any other questions other than Telegram?
I'm already late. Is this a binary?
I'm sorry?
Is this a binary network like along with the left and the right leg?
I'm sorry, sir. I can't hear you that well. Can you repeat your question, please?
Is this a binary network? You have to get one left and one right person.
PJ, hello?
Is this a binary network?
Yes, it's a binary. Yes, it is. So it's only
Okay.
two legs. But it's not a traditional binary because a lot of binaries, it's like you get paid off of the weaker leg. The way that this works is like you just have to hit the certain numbers. So for example, the second rank, you're getting paid $50 a week, which is $200 a month. You need four on one leg, four on the other. So if you have the certain number of memberships in each leg or each team, then you qualify for the residual, if that makes sense. Does that answer your question?
Yes. I'm already late, but anyway, I'll try to catch up tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We're also in the Telegram group. We can answer any questions that you have. All right, any other questions? Okay. Well, we'll see you guys here in a few hours, 5 a.m. Dubai time. So it's about to be 8 p.m., 9, 10, 11, 12. That's in 9 hours. So we'll see you at 5 a.m. Dubai time. Invite your teams, invite anyone that you would like to see this information. And yes, let's go. Let's take it to the moon and beyond. See you guys. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome afternoon.